Hello everyone, today's story happened many years ago. Have you seen a hotel where you need to make reservations months in advance? In a city in the 1990s, a boss opened a small inn located in a remote area. Since the city itself wasn't a tourist destination, business was bleak. But around 2003, this small inn's business picked up, to the extent that to stay there, you had to make reservations, sometimes queuing up months in advance. And the clientele were either rich or powerful. The cars parked at the entrance, worth hundreds of thousands in that era, were all luxury vehicles. Naturally, room rates were expensive too. It said one night stay cost as much as a month at a 5-star hotel. As business boomed, competitors grew envious and alleged the popularity was due to illicit activities, reporting the inn repeatedly. But the police investigated extensively without finding anything. Not only was there no catching anyone in the act, surprise raids revealed not even one woman inside. Still, this didn't affect business, which only grew, making the boss wealthy. With more money and customers, business thriving. Shouldn't the boss have expanded and renovated the inn? Yet he didn't, puzzling many. This unbelievable phenomenon persisted until around 2009, when the inn's secret was finally exposed, leading to its closure that year. Those who later learned the truth regretted not spending the money for a stay. The cause was the wife of a high official. In 2009, with her husband frequently working late and not returning home for days, the wife suspected him of having an affair. Using all her connections, she investigated and traced clues to this small inn. She confirmed her husband had frequently visited and stayed there for extended periods in recent years. One dark stormy night, the official's wife directed local police to surround the inn, a lightning raid that caught everyone off guard. The door was forced open, the boss immediately detained, while the other guests were in utter disarray. According to those present, entering felt like walking into a mental asylum, not one normal person in the rooms. Some stared blankly, seemingly in another world. Others spoke to the air, some paced about alone. Every kind of embarrassing spectacle. But one thing in common, all were extremely satisfied. It was a satisfaction emanating from their inner being, as if each person ruled the world in that moment. Furthermore, no drugs or similar substances were found on site. Despite the initial commotion, the case ended hastily for two reasons. First, no unlawful conduct was discovered. Second, some highly influential figures present, considering reputational impact, ensured low-key handling. After this incident, two people were directly affected. First, the inn boss, who promptly shut it down. Second, the official's wife, convinced some secret lay inside. Using her connections, she located businessmen who had stayed there and forced them to reveal the truth. Under duress, they reluctantly confessed why the inn commanded such high prices and popularity. It provided unimaginable service, fulfilling desires. The so-called desire fulfillment wasn't just drugs or vice, but true spiritual satisfaction. Specifically, the boss had somehow materialized these mental fantasies. For example, if you imagine being a tycoon, actual mansions and luxury cars would appear before you, tangible to see and touch. This drew people to the inn. Some desired women, others power or money. Whatever you wanted, you could have inside. Without exaggeration, once checked in, you ruled the world in your room. Hearing all this, the official's wife fell silent, no one knowing her thoughts. I guess she wondered what her husband fantasized about there, and the final outcome. Reportedly, she personally wrote an account of the events for local media. After they reported the story, the inn boss completely vanished, never to be contacted again. If such an inn existed, would you visit? And what would you fantasize about there? I'm very curious. Feel free to discuss any thoughts in the comments. See you next story.